Hi, friends. Welcome back, and we are ready to start reading Chapter 2 of our book, Sarah, Plain and Tall. Okay, here we go. Caleb and Papa and I wrote letters to Sarah, and before the ice and snow had melted from the fields, we all received answers. Mine came first. Dear Anna, yes, I can braid hair, and I can make stew and bake bread, though I prefer to build bookshelves and paint. My favorite colors are the colors of the sea: blue, gray, and green, depending on the weather. My brother William is a fisherman, and he tells me that when he is in the middle of a fog bound sea, the water is a color for which there is no name. He catches flounder and sea bass and bluefish. Sometimes he sees whales and birds too, of course. I am enclosing a book of seabirds so that you will see what William and I see every day. Very truly yours, Sarah Elizabeth Wheaton. Caleb read and read the letter so many times that the ink began to run and the folds tore. He read the book about seabirds over and over. Do you think she'll come? Asked Caleb. And will she stay? What if she thinks that we are loud and pesky? Well, you are loud and pesky, I told him. But I was worried too. Sarah loved the sea, I could tell. Maybe she wouldn't leave there after all to come here where the fields and grass and sky, but not much else. What if she comes and doesn't like our house? Caleb asked. I told her it was small. Maybe I shouldn't have told her it was small. Hush, Caleb, hush. Caleb's letters came soon after, with a picture of a cat drawn on the envelope. Dear Caleb, my cat's name is Seal because she is gray like the seals that swim offshore in Maine. She is glad that Lottie and Nick send their greetings. She likes dogs most of the time. She says their footprints are much larger than hers, which she is enclosing in return. Your house sounds lovely, even though it is far out in the country with no neighbors. My house is tall, and the shingles are gray because of the salt from the sea. There are roses nearby. Yes, I do like small rooms sometimes. Yes, I can keep a fire going at night. I do not know if I snore, because Seal has never told me. Very truly yours, Sarah Elizabeth. Did you really ask her about fires and snoring? I asked, amazed. I just wished to know, Caleb said. He kept the letter with him, reading it in the barn and in the fields and by the cow pond, and always in bed at night. One morning early, Papa and Caleb and I were cleaning out the horse stalls and putting down new bedding. Papa stopped suddenly, leaned on his pitchfork. Sarah has said she will come for a month's time if we wish her to, he said. His voice was loud in the dark barn. To see how it is, just to see. Caleb stood by the stall door and folded his arms across his chest. I think, he began. Then I think, he said slowly, that it would be good to say yes. He finished. Papa looked at me. I say yes, I told him, grinning. Yes, said Papa. Then yes, it is. And the three of us, all smiling, went to work again. The next day, Papa went to town to mail his letter to Sarah. It was rainy for days, and the clouds followed. The house was cool and damp and quiet. Once I set 4 places at the table, and then I caught myself and put the extra plate away. 3 lambs were born, one with a black face, and then Papa's letter came. It was very short. Dear Jacob, I will come by train. I will wear a yellow bonnet. I am plain and tall. Sarah. What's that? Asked Caleb excitedly, peering over Papa's shoulder. He pointed. There, written on the bottom of the letter. Papa read it to himself. Then he smiled, holding up the letter for us to see. Tell them I sing was all that it said. And that is the end of chapter 2. Now I'm going to ask you some questions to see if you remember. In chapter 2, let me find my page here. This is where I have all the questions. Chapter 2. Where are you? Here it is. Okay. Which letter from chapter 2 was your favorite and why? Go ahead and press pause so that you can have time to answer these questions And after you've answered, you can press play again. Number 2, why was Anna worried that Sarah might not come? Number 3, what does Sarah tell Caleb and Anna about Maine in her letters? And number 4, what natural resources does Sarah's brother depend on for his job? Okay, are you all done talking about your answers? Then I can tell you which one. Number 1 is whatever letter that you was your favorite. There's no right or wrong answer. Number 2, why was Anna worried that Sarah might not come? Because she said Sarah loves the sea so much that she might not want to come and live in the prairie in Kansas. Number 3, what does Sarah tell Caleb and Anna about Maine in her letters? Sarah tells them that she lives near the ocean. And she tells them that there are seals on the beach, and there are fish and whales and seabirds. Those are all the things that Sarah talks about in her letter. What natural resource does Sarah's brother depend on for his livelihood or for his job? And that is fish, because he's a fisherman. All right, that's the end for chapter 2. Come back and read chapter 3 with us next time.